Hi, this is going to be a quick video, both in terms of video length and in terms of I am a very busy person, but I have to get this out because this is really fucking cool. This is the Famicom Detective Club Collector's Edition, released only in Japan for Nintendo Switch. It was announced right alongside the release date trailer in the February 2021 Nintendo Direct, which was also the announcement trailer for the West. So, I've always had my eye on this thing, but, things come up. But, thanks to a very generous cousin, I was able to get my hands on this. So, I want to show it off. So yeah, here it is. Opening up, we have, well, actually there's something on the back here. It's sort of a representation of all three releases before this remake, which would be the original Famicom versions and the Super Famicom remake. And honestly, I think this should have been a poster. It feels weird just being stuck to the back. But anyways, let's get to the actual contents of this, which includes the physical version of the game. It's a good thing this is in a collector's box, because I would have been pissed if this was the actual box art. Well, I mean, it is the actual box art. This is the only physical version of the game. Like, it's not even a physical thing in Japan. This is the only physical version that you can buy in Japan. And I don't know, it's just weird to have like the protagonist, but in both games, like it's supposed to be two different characters when it's the same character, just 2 years apart. I don't like it. I think maybe if Ayumi could have been on the left, since she's a lot more prominent in the second game, then it would have been better. Anyways, here's the back of the box. And on the inside, of course, this little thing, the actual game itself, and a reversible cover, which, honestly, I'm really glad they did this. It's just a better cover, honestly. Oh, fun fact, even though there are Japanese versions of Switch games that give you your region's version of the game when you plug it into your system, the Famicom Detective Club remakes on this cartridge, it's strictly the Japanese version. Probably because it's only sold in a collector's edition that's only being sold in Japan. And what fucking American would buy this? Other than me. Here we have the soundtrack for both games on CD, but it's not the new soundtrack, it's the old soundtracks. This one has both the Famicom soundtracks, and this one exclusively has the Super Famicom soundtrack, which is a bit weird that they only put the original soundtracks and not the new soundtracks for, a release of the new version of the game, but I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I love this soundtrack, especially the Super Famicom version. Under this, we have an art book. Well, it's not just the art book. We also have 2 leaflets depicting original print advertisements for the Famicom games. These probably would have been hung up in stores during the release time. They both have a front and back, and the one for the Missing Heir has a listing for other Famicom Disk System games that would have been sold at the time. Imagine putting a price on volleyball. Yeah, here's the art book. There's a bit of a warning for spoilers, I think, and it's got like a sticker on the back, but I mean, I'm not the kind of collector that's just gonna let something sit. So I'll open this up and show off a few pages. As you can see, there are sections for like character bios and stuff, which have like a lot of information on the character. Maybe some of it's a bit too revealing, but whatever. That has various scenes throughout the remakes of the games. It also has some Also some interesting side stuff, like a map of the detective agency and even the high school. And then after that, we have exclusively a bunch of art from the original games, including concept art for the covers. There's some design documents and maps, and some of the stuff that I think was in the instruction manuals. And this piece of art, which was always on the cartridge of the game, and there never really was a high quality version of this art before this, but I really like this piece, so I just want to show it off. Oh yeah, there's also this page. I know these were shown off in some old magazine, but I'll probably never find it, and it'll haunt me until the day I die. Anyway, if you ever read a character bio that says Ayumi is skilled in Naginata combat, I think it's specifically in reference to this art. There's this Easter egg on the official website for the Super Famicom version of Famicom Detective Club that shows this art here. And yes, the website is still up and operational to this day. In fact, every Nintendo published Super Famicom game still has its official website up, from Super Mario World all the way to Metal Slayer Glory Director's Cut. It's really weird. The Super Famicom section is short, but it's really sweet. Of course, there's more high quality versions of the art, which really wasn't in use much outside of few promotional materials and probably the websites. The full sketch of Shinobu from the art room is here for some reason, which may or may not prove that the game was in pre-rendered 3D. So that's an interesting detail. There's also storyboards for the much more high quality scenes in the game. But all these are spoilery, so if you haven't played these games and you watch my channel for some fucking reason, go play the games. Go play the fucking games. But yeah, here we see both the leaflets for the Famicom games, which are included in this box, and advertisements for the Super Famicom version, which they should have included this too. I'm just saying. And finally, we have this little section in the back, which either talks about the original developers of the games, or it's an interview, but I really can't tell because it's all in Japanese. We do have this really cute piece of art here, though. And yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to show off this collector's edition because I kind of want to show off everything surrounding these games, and maybe I'll get like the original versions of the games and I'll show them off too. Just for kicks. I do plan on covering the games in full one day, eventually, but that day has yet to come. I guess I could give some thoughts on the Switch remakes. I should talk about the second one first, because that's the one that people who've been interested in this series have the most experience with, and it's okay. It's not the best version. I think the Super Famicom version is the best version of the game. It has better music, it has better dynamic lighting. I think the art style is slightly superior, but to be fair, the translation is mostly better. Like, even in that fan translation, you can tell it was a fan translation. And you can tell that some scenes weren't given as much love as other scenes. Like, it's almost like they just ran it through Google Translate and called it a day because no one else would find it. Except for me. But buying the remakes, it supports the series, and that's what's important. So really, you should play both to really understand what I'm talking about here. And hey, through these remakes, we get to play The Missing Heir for the first time, since that never got a fan translation, as of the time I'm writing this, of course. I'm recording, fucking idiot. I didn't even write a script for this. I'm going completely unscripted. But yeah, us filthy Americans finally got to play The Missing Heir for the first time. It's fucking dog shit.